if you haven't been paying attention, the updates and strides that have been made in the Bomb Rush Cyberpunk modding community have now made it so that you can customize stages and characters entirely. So,
Oh, cool.
so someone has basically turned it into Sonic Heroes, and there is a wild ass mod
Why?
so that you can do what this clip shows you
But I don't.
by Devil Artemis
But I
X.
don't like Sonic Hero.
Well, if you want to Sonic Heroes while you bomb rush Cyberpunk, you can do both as you jet set Sonic through that world and grind and run and flip and do all that. It's literally all together. Super fucking sick. Like,
Oh, I don't know how to describe this because this mod is obviously. I'm watching the video Woolie sent me. This is obviously very impressive. But I feel like I can see the engine about to explode.
yeah,
at what it's
yeah.
being told to
No,
do.
the draw distance is not meant for you to be that high above the city, for sure. For
Like,
sure.
It works and it seems like it runs well, but like the game is like being held together with like tape and string.
You know, and it's also a multiplayer build, so you see a second per layers grinding down on the level right next to Sonic in it. But yeah, they're pushing it to the max, but I'm sure someone's like working on it. And yes, that is kind of the appeal, though, is the mod of your giant Sonic fucking fan game being duct tape and string together on Bomb Rush. Looks fucking sick. And hey,
It's really impressive.
it does. It does. Meanwhile, what's happening over at Sonic Team? Well, according to an interview with the Sonic Frontiers devs, they were in a crisis, a state of crisis at one point, and they said the game's success was pivotal for the series. The quote is, "If we fail here, there will be no chance." So
I don't. I
it's just there's been a bunch of wild stories about like the make or break aspect of like Sonic Frontiers and everyone being like, we don't understand what is happening with this franchise. We have to fix it. We have to fucking fix it. It was a desperate
I
attempt.
don't understand any of this at all. The way Sonic Team has acted. I've talked. Fuck it. Sonic Team's biggest mistake, despite being a competent team, is that they absolutely fucking refuse to use any lessons from the last game in the next game. Iteration is not allowed. Sonic can run and jump and fly, whatever, but every fucking game is completely different, and it's always kind of like mediocre ideas implemented okay instead of work. Like, fuck.
While trying to service two different fandoms of the new Sonic and the old Sonic and the new Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, well, we don't know what to do with Sonic. What if we spent like a full development cycle on one game? Oh, people like it? I don't understand. It's almost like we worked for an extra year on it and it was good.
So that, but more,
How?
but more than just that time though. It was a culmination of all of those failures and not understanding why into a desperate pressure cooker moment of, we cannot make a bad Sonic game this time. It has to be good. like it's dire. It's more dire than ever. And
Get it. These are all adults and professionals who have been working on games for years, and every interview with Sonic Team sounds like people who just got there, like people who just walked in the door that week and go, I don't know why people like Sonic games. What do they even want? I don't fucking know. And it's like there's like 50 fucking Sonic games. There's a list of the ones people like.
well,
Make a couple of those. I don't know.
Fortunately, Frontiers includes that list, and Crisis was averted. But just them coming out to basically talk about how hard the whole team was sweating while they were doing it is just like, man, it doesn't have to be this way, guys.
It's like Christian Whitehead and his guys were able to make the best Sonic games since the old ones, and they don't even work at Sega.
Well, we can now focus on the movie franchise, so
That's true. Yeah.
it's all good. Speaking of mascots, while they were able to handle the crisis, it seems that Toys for Bob will probably not be making any more mascot Spyro or Crash. However, they managed to go independent and potentially dodge further annihilation that is going through the industry right now. However, alongside that announcement has been the exploring a possibility of a partnership with the new studio and Microsoft bit. So, hey, they get their independence. They get to leave.
I can't. I fucking can't, dude. Like, it's like crawling out of the quicksand only to put a gun in your mouth.
In the same announcement. Why are they leaving, Jeff? Why are they leaving? Yeah. Yeah. Hey. They're it's whatever you can do to survive, I suppose, and that was the proposal. And then I guess with that comes no more them working on the titles that everybody loves them for, right?
I guess so.
Have they been entirely behind all the Crash and Spyro stuff?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's what they're doing. And then at the same time, Saber Interactive, who were working on KOTOR remake, are leaving Embracer and basically salvaging themselves in a $500 million deal to become privately owned. And it seems as if them buying themselves back out of the Embracer crash is going to be their way of salvaging the damage. But they continue to they say that they're planning to continue developing the KOTOR remake. So their ability to work with that doesn't seem to be tied to the ownership. Seems like whatever relationship they have with Star Wars is independent, and it would make sense that for a studio that is coming this long of a way to then hang that up would absolutely fuck them over harder than anything else Embracer would do. So, they say that they're continuing work on it.
I have never believed that a game will come out less. No, I have. Wait, this is the only game I've ever believed will come out less than this KOTOR remake is Virtua Fighter Online. I remember watching. I've described it. I watched the trailer for Virtua Fighter Online and went, "That's not real. That's not coming out." And sure enough, it didn't.
Shenmue Online. It is in a situation though where again, like it feels like this is all they've got, or it's cooked, right? If they're not tied to, or rather, if they're allowed to continue like working on it or whatever, and again, Star Wars doesn't give a fuck whether they're with Embracer or with anyone else or such, and lets them continue and such, then maybe they might. Who knows? I don't imagine they would announce that otherwise, but at the very least, they have resisted the embrace. The deathbed companion's embrace has been slipped.
For now.
For now.
It says a lot that Embracer is like the ultimate example of like predatory economics, in that they have just bought all those companies just to destroy them. And now those companies are having to buy themselves out of their impending doom.
Well, they waved their fucking dick around while the ink was not yet dry on their deal with Saudi Arabia, and then when that fell through, they fucked over the entire industry.
Something I've been hearing a lot about in every various business thing of like, how about you get your deal with the Saudis on paper before you make any massive changes?
But if we don't put our makeup on before the ball, we won't be pretty enough. Yeah.
Virtua Fighter's coming, right?
Uh-huh. Sure thing, bud. It's, you know where Virtua Fighter is right. In fact, it's right back here behind it's out back behind the farm.
But it's online and esports focused.
We got Virtua Fighter right here out in the backyard behind the farm. Come with me.
Has new characters with the modern art style and character artists.
Can you see it, Pat? It's right there, right in between those trees in the distance. Do you see it? Look behind you. It's right.
It is a reboot of the Virtua Fighter series in development by current Virtua Fighter staff and focuses on major platforms with crossplay and rollback, right?
For sure thing. For sure thing, buddy. Absolutely. Right over there. If you look real close, you can see it. Oh, wow. It's got everybody in it. It's got all the returning characters, and then there's a couple of new ones, too.
Dude, every Virtua Fighter game has all returning characters.
Tell that to fucking Sumo Man.
He's in there. He's in 5.
When did they ditch him? Was it
4?
There was 4 that they ditched him, right? Because
He was only gone for 4.
Because they couldn't figure out how to fucking get the grabs working. Yeah. Apparently, the reason why 3TB was the re-release in the arcade.
Bro, 3TB is the fucking Virtua Fighter game.
The worst shit ever.
Wealth.
Yeah.
It's the Infinite Wealth one.
So that's because they did all the others, and they eventually had to get around to that one, the least liked, after all this time. Anyway.
Dude, I hate 3TB so much, dude. Oh, I hate it.
Asymmetrical stages. What a brilliant fucking idea. Anyways.
I hope that Virtua Fighter rumor is real.
Yep, it's right there between the trees. And you know what?
Actually, you know what? You know what though? There is you know when you hear like a leak list or rumor and you're like, I don't know about this. There is one part of it that, if true, does seem legitimate, which is this title has been restarted many times since 2021.
See, now, Pat, this is where you point out to me that apparently there is a Titanfall 3 spinoff right in the trees over there, right next to Virtua Fighter, actually, right back in.
Didn't they just cancel a Titanfall spinoff like last week?
This week in, I put my hands on the stove, and nothing hurts anymore.
Oh,
it's claimed that the Titanfall 3 Titanfall's director is working on a game set in the same universe, and it's in the prototyping phase, and it's totally for reals happenings, you guys.
Is that where it lives before it hits the recycling bin?
It's super duper happening. It's I would say it lives in the recycling bin, and then occasionally they might think about it.
Yeah, just work on it in the bin.
Yeah, just finish your work for the day, save it, and put it back in the bin, and then check and then go home. We're not going to empty the bin, but just pull it out and return it to the bin by the end of the day, just so you know where you're at.
Well, so I'm not a game dev and I've never worked in this kind of situation, but like I feel like there's a bunch of people walking around working on games that they feel are never going to come out. Right? Like if I was working on Titanfall right now, it doesn't matter what your boss says, "Oh, we're very committed." I'd be like, I just watched you cancel a fucking Mandalorian Star Wars game last week. Why the fuck would I think you're what the I don't believe you.
Yeah, well, if I'm working on a game that's never coming out, at least I'm not laid off.
Until it's canceled.
Until you're laid off. But then, hey, maybe you'll get moved on to another project by then. So stall for time. Tread water. I saw Survive 2024.
Saw a game dev talking about how the layoffs and the culture of layoffs has made game dev way worse and is leading to way worse projects.
That's literally what I said last week.
Oh, did you? About like the specifically like the cutthroat attitude and all that?
Oh no, I was just saying that the effects on the industry to people coming into it from here on out is gonna be fucked beyond recognition.
Oh, so yeah, okay, I remember you talking about that, but this post was specifically like it's leading to people actively sabotaging each other's departments.
Oh my god.
Like encouraging bad coding practices or not or hoarding your ideas for yourself so that the underperformers are the ones who get let go on the next layoff So instead of saying, "Hey man, don't build your save game system on this. It's iffy, it's temperamental," you just sit there and wait for him to get fuck up because that'll mark him for the next batch of layoffs.
That fucking sucks, man. Yeah. It's getting cutthroat.
Yeah. Like, why help out your coworkers? They're now competitors.
Time to fucking. What was the, sorry, I was time to. What was it? Slip, fucking estrogen in the workout water to make.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
to make the other team less manly so that we're gonna stay hired.
Oh no, it wasn't a team. It was a guy trying to steal some dude's girlfriend.
I know, but I'm saying the game company have one team slip estrogen in the other team's water so that they
can see that thus Chad Alpha game devs.
The Chad devs will keep their job. Oh.
I talked about this on my show the other day, and I was like, the output at the beginning of this year is absolutely crazy, and particularly if you like Japanese games. And it's really like wild how Capcom, Square Enix, Sega Atlas, a different team at Sega Atlas, and the people, I forget who made Grand Blue Relink. I don't know who made that actually, but just all these companies just like bam, 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 right?
Cygames internal, no?
Cygames. And none of those companies are going to do layoffs, and they're not doing layoffs. And one of the reasons they're not doing layoffs is they're not allowed to do layoffs.
Like I said, you have to prove that your company is in a dire state and you are risking bankruptcy before you're allowed to lay off a large group of people.
And I was sitting there talking about that, and I someone in the chat said, "Oh man, we should focus on making those laws instead of all this stupid union shit. Doesn't help nobody." And yeah, that's exactly what I did. I put my fucking face in my hands, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're like so close. You're like right there. You're like one step away from understanding what you're talking about."
How did you get so close? Yeah, that's impressive. That's pretty good.
I couldn't believe it. I was okay. Just like, listen.
Okay. Well, look.
Think about maybe what could have caused these laws to happen.
Hey. If you're working on a game and your team is currently about to probably lose their jobs and you're like, damn guys, there's no money, what do we do? Boy, have I got a tip for you. Go to Steam. Go to the game that you currently have on Steam.
Yeah.
Edit the game to your Steam database. Right, rename the game Helldivers 2.
Yeah, okay. Change the company name.
Replace the company name and the artwork of the thumbnail to Helldivers 2.
And then put it 50% off.
75% off.
75% off?
75% off.
So, Woolie, you know what my favorite part about this story is? There's a lot going on with this. But my favorite part is that when I started to look up screenshots of what was happening, not only is there a company putting out a fake Helldivers 2 with fake screenshots, fake company info, pretending to be PlayStation, etc. There's a second one right underneath it.
There's
in the search
two
bar.
Of them.
They're right next to each other. They're both doing the same scam.
20,000 IQ. Just transcendent. I mean, to get on Steam in the first place, there's that check. They run okay, you're in? Cool. Now what? Fuck parent confusion marketing. How about just confusion marketing?
Yeah, general confusion
just
marketing.
Just lie and make your game. Just say your game is the game that it's not. Damn.
So
they can't possibly stop you.
I think the strangest thing is like, why are you able to make a case for case title of your game the same as something that is also on the store?
Because the stringent approval all occurs once you first submit. And
yeah, no, but like, why doesn't the system doesn't go, there's something already called that?
Not necessarily. It's like if you have to update your game because you have a little piece of whatever DLC, or we're not going to be too worried. Yeah. Modify whatever's up there as much as you want. You know, oh, hey, Ed's coming out. Let's change the artwork so that you have a little Ed portrait. And, let's make it so that, whatever. Just do your thing. You're safe. You're clear. We've greenlit you. You're already on the store. But it's the gate at the front that we need to put all the security on. Well, if you already got in, but you're a complete fucking dumbass, then you're like, maybe we can maybe we can just squeeze a couple of bucks out, in the system that has a massive refund ability. Maybe we can get a couple of people before they catch us, though.
So here's the thing, though. Like, Steam
hustle or
holds
scam
their money for like a month, and there's a good refund policy. Like, this doesn't work. They're not going to make anything.
Hustle or scam, bro.
That is a scam. That is objectively false advertising. Like, that is. Yeah, we got people in the chat checking. The fakes are already gone.
Incredible.
Which means they're just going to refund everyone the dollars. They might hit them with fucking costs for transaction.
Congratulations, your company's ability to do anything officially with Steam ever again has been completely annihilated.
Unless you make a new company that's just the same company.
Wait a minute. Well, hold on. Gaben's email says some company called Square Enix is apparently applying to join.
Oh, cool.
Steam.
Square Enix. They make those Final Fantasy games. I hear that's good.
Huh. I thought they were already on the store. I guess not. Oh, well. Green light. You're in. Damn. They can't stop me twice, though.
Yeah, they probably can.
I mean, I have to say, like, it's a scam. It's a scam, and the scam is a scam. But like the moxie of it, there's something about the moxie of just, yeah, fuck you. We're Helldivers.
It's audacious.
It's us, though.